$3. That's right, $3 for all of the students. And what a night of action you're going to be getting. This is really going to be something. There will be a war match. It'll have the Southern title, the heavyweight title at stake, with Don Bass and Jerry the King Lawler. And there's going to be a nasty match. Anything goes. You got that right. Paul Diamond, Pat Tanaka, and the Nasty Boys. Mid-America title match, a dance contest, an added match that will be there to see who can use the title Superstar. All of it coming up for Wednesday night right there in the Coliseum. We're going to be looking at the commission there, and I am sure that all the forces will turn out for that action that's coming up. Nasty Boys. Well, that's what the name of the match is. They ought to be ready for this match.
The Fat Boys, Lance Russell.
Oh.
Fat Boys. Listen up, Fat Boys. Last week we kicked your butt all over that Coliseum. And this week, well, let me tell you, last week just was a little preview of what you're going to get this week from the real nasty team. Bad company right here, baby.
Well, you guys know anything goes in that match in there, so they can do anything they want to do, too.
Well, we'll do anything we want to do.
No problem. Gravy work. That's what it's going to be.
Is that what it is?
Gravy work.
Well, you're not going to think so when that war match comes up.
Hey,
No disqualification, by the way.
I don't care nothing about no war because we don't take no prisoners. Tell them, Danny.
That's right, baby. Lord, I thought it was supposed to be me and you in there, but you call all your friends down, stick their nose in here, baby. Well, this is the last time they're sticking their nose in, because when we through Wednesday night in Evansville, it'll be no more friends, because we're going to bust you with everything we got as hard as we can. You
Wednesday. We're going to be in the ring with Tracy Smothers in action here on Championship Wrestling in just a moment. Before we do, I guess it is only fitting that we announce the current holder of the International Heavyweight title, George Barnes. George.
All I want to say to you, Mr. Russell, is no crystal ball needed, baby. No crystal ball needed. Because whenever George Barnes makes a prediction, the prediction 99.9 of the time always comes true, Mr. Russell, always comes true. And you know I was 100% sure this time, because I have known Dundee ever since he was that high. Ever since he was that high, Mr. Russell, I've known Dundee. And I knew he was going to lose this match, because I can out-wrestle him, I can out-fight him, I can outdo anything that Dundee can do, and have done all of my life, and will continue to do for the rest of my life. Now, let me tell you something, Mr. Russell. My telephone has been running hot. The door knocker has come off the hinge with Eddie Marlin knocking on my door, trying to get me to sign a contract. A contract for Dundee to rematch me.
That makes good sense.
Yeah,
I think he deserves
good
it.
sense. Listen, there is only one way, Dundee, that you will get a title match. I would rather go out in the audience and find the fattest American hick that I could find out there and give him a title match, rather than give you a title match. The only thing I want out of you, Dundee, is humiliation. And humiliation is what you're going to get. The only way you're going to get this title match, Dundee, is to get all those sissy little suits that you wear around and put them down in the ring. And there's one more stipulation, Dundee. The final humiliation is I want all that jet black hair off of your head. And when I get...
For a rematch, you're demanding a hair match in there. He was the champion. You ought to give him a rematch.
He was the champion. That's past tense, Mr. Russell. I am the champion. So whatever the champion says is whatever the champion gets. Now, I'm telling you, Dundee, that match will never come off. I know you will never do that. You will never risk all those pansy little suits and all that beautiful black hair. Because, baby, if you ever do make that mistake of putting that hair and putting those suits up, I'm going to gather all that hair up. I'm going to gather those suits up. I'm going to get the biggest pot I can find, Mr. Russell, and I'm going to put it in the center of that ring, and I'm going to light a fire underneath it, and I'm going to burn the lot, and I'm going to watch Dundee's ego burn up with all that hair and all those suits. But I don't mind. I don't mind. I've got forever. I can wait forever. One day, Dundee, it will happen. But in the meantime, Mr. Russell, I'm just going to go around. I'm just going to show all you redneck American hicks, all you half-wits, or whatever you like to call yourselves, all you American wrestlers out there, there's a standing challenge. The boy from down under, the down under thunder is here, and he's going to teach you, he was going to give all you American boys a lesson in how to wrestle and how to be a man. And when you see the Australian standing up there, and he's holding his belt, you can stand up and you can throw that flag down and say, there's a true man.
International heavyweight champ, George Barnes. Okay, we're ready for action.
Time limit match coming up. Out of Memphis, Tennessee at 206 pounds, Keith Eric will be going against Springfield, Tennessee's Tracy Smothers. Tracy at 228 pounds. Referee Jerry Calhoun. One fall, 15-minute time limit match. Tracy Smothers, boy, he's really looking good. New attitude as he's back in the territory here.
Yeah, that was, I thought, a very interesting comment that Tracy made about going away and what it did psychologically to get his head straight and all. And that, you know, is not foreign to a lot of us. I think that we understand exactly what he's saying in there. Good hip toss from Tracy. Hooks that arm with that rolling arm lock again, and he pops Eric down hard on the mat.
Eric complaining to referee Jerry Calhoun. He said, hey, he had to be pulling it by the tights. He couldn't have done that otherwise, could he? Well, of course he did. Tracy Smothers.
Standing side headlock, and Eric shakes him, but ends up the object of that shoulder as he comes off the ropes. Tracy whips him. Jump. Look at the leapfrog. Hip toss. Big drop kick. Nice move. Tracy looking very, very confident. Following up on his advantage, and Eric takes to the floor to get a little rest.
Well, it's been all Tracy Smothers so far in the match. Keith Eric not having much luck at getting an offense going here. Tracy with a great drop kick. And good balance. There was one time there it looked like he wanted to go for the drop kick, but he caught himself because Eric was holding back closer to the ropes there, and he knew if he went for the drop kick at that point, there was a good chance he wouldn't connect. And when you miss on a drop kick, you can get yourself in trouble. Look at Tracy. He's got it back in the corner, answering fist for fist. Eric was hitting him, and now Tracy paying it back a little bit. Wow.
Yeah. Boy, he nailed him with an elbow. I thought he was going to go for a pin there, but he picked him up, fired him into the corner, reversal. Tracy up, flying press, and that's a lot of meat to come sailing at you. Nice.
Great move by Tracy Smothers. 2 minutes, 15 seconds as the flying press ends it for Keith Eric. The victory for Tracy.
Yeah, it was a very good match for Tracy, as Keith Eric never really got too much into the match. He got a couple of shots at him with a fist. Tracy retaliated and came through with that big flying press to win that match. What was the time again, Dave?
2:15.
2:15. All right, we got more action, boy. We've got a great main event today. Return of the rock and roll RPMs, and boy, I'll tell you what, that should be a dandy going against Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis later on. The superstar, Bill Dundee. Boy, I can tell you, he may have dropped that belt to George Barnes, but it's not over for the superstar by a long shot. Here's a guy who's been a consistent long-term winner. Billy, good to have you out here. We, of course, heard your Australian countryman out here a little bit earlier.
All I can say, answer is, I win about 85% of my wrestling matches. But when it comes to hair matches, I'm batting 0. I ain't won one. So I'm just going to tell you something, George. I don't know if it's nerves, if it's just, I don't know what it is. But there's something when I get on the match and my hair's on the line, I can't win. And I'm not wrestling in no hair match today, tomorrow, next week, ever. That match will never take place, George, because I'm not putting my hair on the line, and I don't know what it is, if it is nerves, or I just get overconfident, I can't lose. But every time I wrestle for my hair, I'm the one that ends up bald, and I'm not putting my family through no humiliation when you walk down the street and some little kid says, "Hey, Dundee, you lost your hair in a wrestle match." I've done it, I've lost it, and I'm not doing it again. So, George, as far as I'm concerned, that match will never take place. Thank you, Lancer.
Okay, Billy. Well, as I said to George, I think that's a lousy thing that he's got to make that stipulation. I think you deserve the rematch in there. And he's got, look out. Here comes the big un, big superstar Bubba, as he calls himself. What is it?
Let me tell you something, Dundee. I've always had a lot of respect.